There's one name that keeps popping up during today, MinorMynas. This is the first time that this app is going to beta, and you all are the first people who essentially are going to become the pioneers of language learning in the coming years. There's almost no doubt that apps like MinorMynas and Hillary's journey and her vision is a harbinger of things to come in this whole sphere. And being situated in Hong Kong means that you have a wonderful opportunity to learn a lot of different languages, and now you're going to learn about the app that's going to help unlock all of these different opportunities for you as potentially an entrepreneur, as a student, and really as a winner in the future. Okay, so now I'd like to welcome on Hillary and get a quick video sneak peek before we move on to the live demo. Thank you guys.
Hello, I'm Hillary here, and I'm the founder of MinorMynas. In this small world we live in now, being able to communicate directly with each other is very, very important. Parents are pouring time, money, and effort to ensure that kids will become global citizens, but they are clearly not seeing the result they want. Kids are dreading their lessons. They have no way to apply what's learned, and nobody is happy. MinorMynas will change that. We will create an immersive online language environment which is completely safe and at low cost for kids, so that they can communicate freely with native speakers who are also kids themselves, anytime, anywhere. They learn naturally, just like how they learn their mother tongue from their parents, with no pressure but pure fun, truly applying what they learn. MinorMynas, learn to speak to the world for kids by kids. Welcome and thank you for attending this session. I really hope what we're offering is something that you've been searching for and will be useful to you. We will separate this session into 3 parts. First is a presentation from me on the story of MinorMynas, why we do what we do, and the logic behind it. The second part will be a live demo, with me covering the main features which we will need your help to test in the coming week. And the third part is Q&A. Please just put your hand up if you have any questions about anything unclear in the presentation or live demo. So let's begin. When we normally talk about learning a foreign language, this is usually the feedback and expression we receive. That it's boring, that they feel pressurized, that it's difficult, that they feel judged. And as for the parents, they feel that it's just very expensive and they don't see the progress that they want. Are you guys feeling the same? I guess this is exactly the reason why we're here today. And that leads us to this question. Is there a better way to learn languages? In 2015, my parents tried something new for us. They brought my brother and I to Taiwan to learn Chinese for a month. We were in a Chinese school from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and it worked like magic. The immersive environment gave us no choice but to live in the language and communicate in Chinese all day. After this experience, I started to think, wouldn't it be nice if we had the same experience, but online? So we don't need to fly out to another place to learn something, as well as it being not nearly as costly, so more people can have the same experience. Back then, it was just phones. Then the AIA Emerging Entrepreneur Challenge came along. It popped up a few months after we returned from Taiwan, with the experience still fresh in my mind. So I was super excited about the challenge, as I was absolutely sure on what I was going to do. And the rest is now history. In the past year or so, I've had amazing experience that were beyond my wildest imagination. And look, now I'm here in front of you, presenting the actual product from that idea. I must say, it took so much more than an idea to make progress. A lot of people have shown me their kindness, by coaching me, encouraging me, sharing your thoughts with me, and connecting me with other amazing people. Particularly my mentors. Thank you for lifting me up and showing me your different perspectives. I've learned a lot, and I can see a future full of possibilities. Some of them are in fact here. Thank you. Because of all of these, we were able to take baby steps, one at a time, including 3 separate trials to test our original idea and further assumptions. And voila, the mobile app is finally here. And let me stress, it's not just another language learning app. To describe it fully, it is a social language learning platform for young people under 18. Before we go directly to the live demo of the app and go through all the details, I would like to spend a bit of time telling you why it will work. Why do we believe in this solution so much? Hear me out. To master a language, I think no one will dispute that we need to build a solid foundation and be able to have basic communication first. And as for basic communication, what comes first? Listening and speaking. But why are the language lessons so painful for us? Why all those negative emotions? Because they jam all 4 of these elements into one lesson. Not only does the progress become super slow, the fact that we resent it makes us even less willing to review it in our spare time. And we don't even have enough chances to apply the language between lessons, so we forget what we've learned. It really should be a surprise. This is the reason why we'll be focusing on listening and speaking in our app. We are creating an environment where we learn a new language just like our first. But in our app, there'll be no parents, just like when we learned a first language, or teachers, but there'll only be kids with different mother tongues. So we learn by listening and talking to other kids who are native speakers in that language. And that's why audio messaging is so important in our app. Do you remember the vague idea and criteria I came up with? I wanted the app to be effective, fun, and accessible at a low price. Now that we've created an online immersive platform, I'm glad to say that our app totally nails the rest of the criteria. I'll tell you how. Do any of you remember having a hard time trying to communicate in your mother tongue? Seems like it was born of you, right? But why? The reasons are simple, and they all apply to effective language learning. First, habit. You need to do it often and make it a habit. Even 30 minutes a day is good enough. Now with the app at your fingertips, you can learn anytime, anywhere. There will be no hourly rate, and you are free to come in and join the conversations with other native speakers. Learn something and answer other people. If someone's a good teacher, she will be a better student for sure. Instant feedback. Studies have proven that we're better if we receive instant feedback. Think about it, the learning loop happens so much quicker because this doesn't leave us any time to dwell on the wrong concept. Fun is the secret source to learning. Fun is what makes us want to do it. If you take away the pressure, tests, teachers, homework, we will be on fire. We promote peer-to-peer learning, as we believe this is the most intuitive and effective way. Now that we've addressed fun and effectiveness, let's talk about cost. How much are you paying for the language lessons? We firmly believe that we're doing a big service to save you money on this front. May I highlight one point, that we do not intend to replace language centers or tutors. You'll still need them to learn reading and writing, but we complement them, we speed up your learning. By providing the environment to practice and review what you've learned, you'll see much faster progress. In our app, we will offer 2 plans. The basic plan, which is free, and a premium plan, which costs you US dollars $9.99, which is just 78. And if you do the maths, this only costs you $2.60 per day. One very crucial point I missed out when I came up with the idea was online safety. This is the parents' concern, right? Not ours. But anyway, it's a big part of the app that separates us from other social language platforms. Many of the parents are worried of social platforms because they make us accessible to the world. We spend a lot of time and effort of this aspect, and we put a few measures into place. First, parent accounts. This is when the parent's account and the kid's one is linked. So the parents can see what's been said, who the child has been talking to, and the content. Parental moderation. This applies on private chats. Since parents can't see what's being said or shared in private chats, which we would do anyway in our spare time, they can set parameters on who the kids can talk to. For example, I'm 11 now. My parents may say that I'm only allowed to talk to girls 11 and under. Once this is set, no boy or any girl over 11 can send any requests and private chats with me. Without further ado, actually, I forgot something. Sorry. And as I've mentioned when I come off the app, this is for under 18s only. When a child has been registered, we will require the parents to put in the child's full name that will not be disclosed to anybody else. So if we have any valid reasons to question the child's identity, we will ask the parents to show us some kind of identification so we can cross-check the facts. If the record is not true or false or unavailable, the user may be banned. If we notice that somebody is not a kid, needless to say, that person will be immediately banned. Without further ado, let's get on to the live demo. This QR code and the link on screen is for you, our attendants today, to join a user acceptance test. The test will last 1 week from today, the 14th of January, to 20th of January. For those of you who have joined the test and returned a completed questionnaire, we'll give your account 3 months of premium access, which is valued at Hong Kong dollars 233. Take a photo or scan the QR code to download the app while I get the live demo up and running. Oh, and one more thing. This is only for Apple users. If you've got Android, sorry, maybe next time.